charges. They were impossible to mislay, yet he was always losing them. "What's the time?" Bending over the bed, Terry gave her a short but passionate kiss. "Put it this way. If the wildebeest is awake, me life won't be worth living. It's nearly 6. "Christ, is it?" Jade was genuinely shocked. "I don't suppose you'll be able to escape again later, will you?" Terry flashed his sexy smile and winked at her. "You never know your luck, babe. No, seriously. I've promised to take Billie Jo out for the day. Just me and her, and I've got a bit of business to sort out tonight. I'll bell you later and let you know one way or another." "Okay. Have a nice day with Billie. Love you."
"Love you too, babe."
Smiling at his words, Jade put the quilt over her head and lay dreamily thinking about him. At 25 years old, Jade Jenkins had crammed a lot into her young life. Having been brought up by her parents, Mary and Lenny, along with her younger brother Simon, she'd spent her childhood living in a cottage in a remote village on the outskirts of Somerset. By the age of 10, Jade was bored with her life. By the age of 13, she was totally disillusioned. At 15, the tomboy in Jade disappeared overnight, and she turned into a ravishing beauty. Long blonde hair, big green eyes, pert breasts, and a size 8 figure. She was the talk of the local lads and the subject of many a wank. At 17, she started to date the village heartthrob. Tommy Jones had many a female admirer, was good-looking and knew it. 6 foot tall, muscular, with sun-kissed skin and long blonde hair, he resembled an Australian surfer. His downfall was he had the personality of a wet fish. The son of a farmer, Tommy seemed more at ease dealing with animals than humans. Jade had never seen him as happy as when he was performing his midwife duties, delivering one creature or another. In fact, he seemed happier with his hands around their private parts than he ever did with hers. Unbelievably, he proposed to her on her 18th birthday. Her parents were delighted. Jade was anything but. "Let me sleep on it. I'll give you me answer tomorrow." Jade was unable to sleep at all that night as she pondered her future. The following day, she took all her savings out of a building society, went to the nearest travel agents and booked a one-way ticket to Spain. After a lonely first week, Jade met Kirsty Clark, a bubbly 21-year-old from Romford in Essex. Stuck in a foreign country on their lonesome, they soon became kindred spirits, and within a week had got jobs working together in a bar. Inseparable, they went on to enjoy the summer of their lives. When October arrived, Jade couldn't think of anything worse than heading back to Somerset and facing the wrath of Tommy and her parents, so she ended up going with Kirsty back to Romford, where they shared a house with 2 of Kirsty's cousins. 4 weeks after arriving back, with their small amount of savings rapidly disappearing, Kirsty decided to take up a job offer working in a small recruitment office in the centre of Ilford. Within a week, she'd found Jade a job. There was a secretarial position available at a car lot in Seven Kings. Jade had done a year after leaving school at a secretarial college back in Somerset, so had a rough idea of what the job would entail. After sailing through the interview, she started there on the following Monday and found it an absolute doddle. Terry Keane was the proprietor of the car lot and had soon taken Jade under his wing. Married, with a child, Terry felt sorry for her being miles away from home. Within a month, they had struck up a great friendship. Terry treated her like the little sister he'd never had. She was unflappable, extremely efficient, and trustworthy, and Terry liked that. Their relationship changed as the years ticked by, and Terry's marriage to Michelle disintegrated. First, Jade had been a shoulder to cry on, a good listener. But as time passed, they'd become soulmates. Now, 7 years on, they were deeply in love and planning their future together. Jade had fought hard to stop herself falling in love with Terry. She would never have dreamt that one day she would be involved with a married man. She was a decent girl, with good morals, and it was against all her beliefs. Working with him every day, she couldn't help her feelings. She'd even contemplated giving up her job at one point, but he'd talked her out of it. She knew he wasn't lying when he said his marriage was a sham. She'd met his wife, Michelle, quite a few times over the years. Usually